Secondary metabolites are compounds that are made by plants that are not necessary for the development of the plant. When we look at these, we're going to talk about a lot of these. A lot of the ones we talk about are legal. There are some illegal ones out there, and they are basically secondary metabolites on plants that do things to other things that try and consume the plant. First group it says we're going to talk about are phenolics. A phenolic basically has a six-sided phenol ring that's going to have a hydrogen off of the top of it. This particular phenolic compound is called menthol. You go, wait a second, menthol is a secondary metabolite? Yes. Menthol is basically produced by members of the mint family, and it is harvested, and then we use it for things like flavoring. Chewing gum, has menthol. There you go. We got spearmint in here, we got peppermint, we've got all these different things. I saw a mint farm once, and they were producing mint oil by the drum, and it was really amazing. So it's a secondary metabolite. It says over here we've got one. You can see how this structure on this is a little bit changed. It's still a phenolic compound. It is called vanillin. And vanillin goes into vanilla beans. It's being produced by vanilla beans. And vanilla beans are quite expensive. We take the vanilla beans and we make vanilla extract out of it because it's an easier way to do this. If you watch real high-priced cooks, they want to do the real vanilla beans. It's just that is a very expensive proposition. We have anthocyanins, and anthocyanins are going to have a structure that looks like this. Now you see it's got a bunch of R's on it, and the R's are places where different chemicals can be put on, and depending on which chemical is put on there, it gives it a different property. This is a grape, and the purple coloration on it is due to an anthocyanin. This is a daisy, and the yellow coloration is due to an anthocyanin. This is American beautyberry, and the, what do we want to call that, pink coloration is due to an anthocyanin. This is bougainvillea, pink, due to an anthocyanin. This is eggplant, purple, anthocyanin. And a lot of these are considered to be antioxidants, and the reason is because they have the ability to pick up different chemicals and try and whisk them away. We have what we call defensive compounds in here. And defensive compounds are going to help the plant survive, which means it may not be that good for whatever's trying to consume the plant. Here we have a defensive compound that's called resveratrol, and this is found in grapes. And this can be used by people, and they say, you often want to take in grapes because it's good for you because we've got these different types of materials in them. We've got alkaloids. Alkaloids are normally things, what do we think of when we think alkaloids? We're thinking things like morphine and heroin and nasty stuff like that. Oh, here's another one, caffeine. How can we go through a day without caffeine? Coffee berries are taken. They are allowed to ripen. They are picked. On the inside of it, if you cut it open, the little berry actually is called a cherry. It's got a rind around the outside, and it's got the little berry part on the inside of it. You take them, you break them out, you get this. You roast that up, you get that. Caffeine is an alkaloid. Nicotine is an alkaloid. And nicotine we know is not very good for us. This is one way that you find nicotine in the world, and that is tobacco that has been cured into a rope-like thing. Certain places in the world, they take their tobacco like that, and then you just take your sharp knife, you shave it off, and you get it into a pipe, or you get it into a paper, and you can make cigarettes out of it. If you want the high end of this, well, these are some Monte Cristos from Havana, and we all know what they say about Havana cigars. So, nicotine, type of alkaloid. Theobromine, it's an alkaloid. Well, let's talk about that. We've got this fruit over here. This is called a cacao fruit. You cut it open. On the inside of it, you find these little beans right there. It's got a mucilage around the outside of it. The mucilage is actually quite tasty. In some places, they ferment the mucilage to make a liqueur out of it. The beans are separated out. The beans are then roasted, and they are ground, and out of that you get chocolate. And chocolate is, for those of you who like chocolate, can be almost addictive. It is a type of alkaloid. It comes from theobromine. We've got sterols, cholesterol. We've all heard of that one. Do plants have cholesterol? Yes, they do. But normally we don't think of plant cholesterol being bad for us. Plants also make a material called campesterol, which can be converted into cholesterol very easily. Campesterol is found in things like bananas, cucumbers. These are potatoes. Now these potatoes, you can see we've got white potatoes and we got purple potatoes, and they all have these different types of sterols in them. Onions have sterols in them, as does our cup of coffee. And these are all very interesting things because these are secondary metabolites that the plant doesn't use but can be used by something that is picking up or eating the plants, or it could be toxic to whatever is eating the plant. So when we look at secondary metabolites are things that are produced by plants that have no real use for the plant, but they do something to something else that eats the plant.